Um, I just kind of wanted to make a video and put some words into what it is of like bestiality. I don't personally think it's wrong or right. It's more like if we as a human start understanding in a sense of, it's kind of the same thing as boy and boy, like gay or lesbian or whatnot. It's just it's different and it's new in its own way. Because who's has the right necessarily, except for that own individual, to say what is love and what isn't love, what's right or what's wrong for themselves. And so, in another retrospect, it's the same exact thing for an odd animal couple to be friends, vice versa as to have intercourse. The same thing is, it's a cross-species relationship, because you consider yourself human. It's just there's a point where you're an animal. You have the same retrospects as any other kind of animal. They just might be heightened in the sense of your ability to stand and communicate. Now that brings me to the point of, just because we as humans, in a sense, there's this understanding that we have a hierarchy and we have a system, it's just so do other animals. They, just because we can't understand them or we think that they don't, doesn't mean they don't. They do. It's just they follow it to such a T. They don't really necessarily branch out the box because they use themselves instead of tools. Like we use tools, so we give ourselves the room to necessarily go forth and do something different because we're learning how to use a tool. We're learning a lesson from this thing necessarily. So it's really your perception of it. Like I said, I don't think bestiality is wrong. It's just something different and something new upon itself. And I don't think it's right necessarily, because there's a point where if you're forcing it on that species, then it's not okay. It's wrong, in a sense. That's the only thing that makes it wrong to me, is because you're forcing that entity to do it. It's kind of like the same thing as if you kill something. The only reason you should kill something is because you needed to eat. That's like the same reason, or same kind of idea of, to even go and step in front of somebody is because it's an essential part of you staying alive, and so it kind of makes it right in a sense. Now there's a point where you're just plain out judging and worrying to a point where you're stepping over your bounds. You don't need to say anything to that person unless they ask you a question. Then you going up to that person, that random person, in a sense, and saying you're wrong is unnecessary. It's not good. It's not right. There's no higher purpose in it. Unless you're saying, I have this feeling, and you feel it, you know. There's a point where you can feel it, and all you're doing is just saying, hey, da-da-da, this is what I feel. And you move on. It's not that you're dwelling on it. You just did what you did, and then you moved on. You gave him a chance, you know. You did what your thing is. I'm just saying, that's just something on the top of my head that I wanted to get out. Regardless, you enjoy. You know, keep living your life. You are the only one that can, because you're the zest of life, living life, blooming and blossoming in many ways. It's just, how are you going to blossom today? That's everything.